Hey, it's John, and we're gonna go over all the updates on this Restomod Wagoneer. Stay tuned and go wheel. So the Wagoneer had some problems and we had to fix them. And so it started off with doing the intake manifold gasket, and then we soon saw that we had low compression, which means we ended up doing the cylinder heads, pulling the heads off, having them gone through. We found a 3-inch crack near cylinder 7 or 8 on the passenger side, the back of the passenger side. And we had to get that pinned. So we had that crack pinned. We had the heads gone through, valve job, all new valves. That was cool. And it started running really bad. So I took it to a buddy's shop and he fixed it. There was a carb spacer that wasn't sealing at all. There was a bunch of vacuum line problems. Translinkage wasn't hooked up. Like, there were tons of issues. We fixed all that, got it running really good. Then I decided to do a AC retrofit. So we have the JeepAir.com AC retrofit kit right here. That gave us an R134 conversion with all new parts. I had to make all these hoses. I've never made AC hoses before. I think it leaked out over time. I got a leak in one of the hoses, but I've diagnosed where exactly the leak is. I got to remove that hose and redo it. Also, extremely recently, about a year after the cylinder head, we actually put an Edelbrock intake manifold on. It's hard to see, but you can kind of see Edelbrock intake manifold. We had to do a Wilson manifold 4-barrel to 2-barrel adapter. You can see the nice shiny new AC thing there. After I did the AC project, it started running really bad. It smelled like really bad old gas, and we saw fuel leaking out of the carburetor. Like, literally the carb was leaking out the side of the throttle shaft. It ran terrible. It wouldn't stay running. I just ordered a new carb from BJ's and put it in the other day. It runs awesome now. The Jeep is now finally kind of back to normal. And then I also just put some new off-road lights on right here. A 7-inch pod lights, which are super bright. They're like really bright. It's totally awesome. Light up the road for you. I think that's most of the changes in the past year. Oh yeah, and we did the rear leaf springs, which there is a video on that. We did put Rusty's like 4-inch rear leaves in. So those are all the big updates for this thing. What we got coming next is I got to replace the radiator, because when I had the cap off, when I was doing the AC, I could tell that there was just tons of crud in that radiator. The radiator that's in here isn't super old, but it is 7 years old and it's full of crud. I don't know if it's just remnants of doing the cylinder heads or what, but you could see it in there and it's gnarly. So I have another radiator sitting on the shelf, like in a box, like right there. That's gonna go on soon. And then when I did the rear leaves, it did run fine as far as like driveline vibes before. After the leaves, I don't know if we're getting axle wrap or what, but I did measure pinion angle and I need to drop the rear pinion down about 2 degrees. So I have some 2-degree shims that I got from WFO locally. We're gonna put those on soon. I'm gonna hopefully start driving it a lot more now. It's been kind of sitting. Like I said, ever since I did the air conditioning, it just started running really bad. Also, when we did the AC, we did a new charcoal canister that I got from a DeLorean. Oh yeah, we had to do a new blower motor. So in the middle of all this, between doing the cylinder heads and the AC, one day the blower motor started making terrible noises. It sounded horrible. It happened out of nowhere. I popped it off and the fan blade on the blower motor had like blown apart. And the motor sounded really bad. So I ordered a new blower motor and fan blade and put that in. And I think we got that going again. Cool, I did source some of these guys online, thank God. Let's see if that fits. Cool, so yeah. So I did source some of these online. This thing had broken. I've taken this whole assembly off like 100 times when we were doing the AC to get the lines made and mocked up and all that good stuff. I'm hoping the rear axle shims fix the driveline vibes. If not, I'm gonna rotate the tires. The pinion angle is off. The tires, I doubt they've changed a lot. Nothing's changed. I mean, nothing's changed there. We also put on these Bilstein shocks right here in the front. I have some old used Bilsteins in the rear that I need to replace. They came off, I got them basically for 40 bucks a long time ago, or 20 bucks from a buddy. They came off a TJ. I need to order some shocks for the Wagoneer. So yeah, we've made a lot of big changes. Cylinder heads, intake manifold, entire AC system, front shocks, rear leaves. Oh yeah, I got to also do the rear leaf plates, the U-bolt plates, new U-bolts. So yeah, those are the updates on the Wagoneer. It's kind of been a long time since I've posted any updates for the Wagoneer. I'm going to be having some Wagoneer videos come out soon. The carburetor, the 7-inch pod lights, probably the radiator, and then the 2-degree shims in the rear axle, and some new U-bolt plates just to get the rear end squared away. I need to play around with the air conditioning at some point and just fix that loose line. It's underneath the dash. I don't know, is there anything you want to see on this Wagoneer specifically? There's all kinds of cool parts on it. It's got a front air locker with chromos, stock axles, 44 front, AMC 20 rear, 31-inch tires, about a 4.5-inch suspension lift with 1-inch body lift. A lot of cool stuff on it. I made these rock sliders myself. I made the transfer case skid plate that's under there. It's got some steering box bracing, new leaf spring bushings. It's got front toe points that I fabricated myself that tuck away and you can't see them, but they're cool. We painted it, we put the decals on. I think the decals are kind of newer. Those might have been in that first video though. I don't remember. They're newer. Thanks for following along this week. Thanks for tuning in to see the updates on the Wagoneer. Just wanted to do a quick walkthrough on all the cool stuff we've been doing. If you can, like, subscribe, comment below, check out some other videos. There's a bunch of videos on the Wagoneer at this point in time. There's some new Raptor videos, some Wrangler videos. Got a bunch of other stuff coming out in the near future. Thanks. All right, so thanks for tuning along this week. Tuning along? Dude, I'm tired. I've been working on the Wagoneer all day and I'm pretty beat. Changed into some clean clothes. So yeah, thanks for